Hello, Todd. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Todd, a Loyalist College radio grad. We go back a long ways at the college capacity. So, Todd, thank you so much for joining us. It is Richard Hughes and Colin Mackay here with us in the studio. Richard, I'll start you off first with the first question for Todd.
Well, of course, the first question always has to be, how do you feel now? It's been a long campaign, a lot of energy, a lot of time, and you've certainly topped the polls by a considerable amount. What do you feel towards your voters, towards the people of the Bay of Quinte?
Well, humbled as always, as I was in the previous 4 election results, or previous 3, I should say. Very, very honored, humbled to again represent the Bay of Quinte. You know, this is a really important position to be the member of provincial parliament, something that I don't take for granted. And you know, I certainly didn't take this election campaign for granted either. There was a lot of people that were saying, you know, Smitty, you can mail this one in. You don't have to fight too hard for this one. But I got to give full credit to my campaign manager, Ashley Harnden. This was her first campaign that she's managed. We had our wise Yoda, Frank Hendry, who managed my 3 previous campaigns, kind of as behind the scenes as my campaign chair, you know, making sure that we were doing everything we were supposed to be doing. And we had a team of volunteers that went out and just bombarded different parts of the Bay of Quinte region, knocking on doors every day and putting up those blue signs that you've seen all over the place. And we had people making phone calls, and it was a real team effort. So, you know, I just want to thank the people of Bay of Quinte for returning me, and I'll continue to work hard on their behalf at Queen's Park.
Colin?
Hi, Todd, this is Colin Mackay. Congratulations on winning, Todd.
Thanks, Colin.
And I guess my question to you is, why do you think you won? It's a fairly simple question, but it's probably got a complex answer.
Well, obviously, I'm the best looking candidate.
Careful.
You know, I think, you know, obviously I have the advantage of being the incumbent for 11 years now for a large part of the riding. But particularly over the last 4, I believe that we've been able to get results on a lot of key infrastructure projects in the Bay of Quinte, things that I promised, either keeping Prince Edward County turbine free, which was a promise that I made going into the last election, and to be able to see that through to completion. It's not been the easiest thing in the world. There has been some divisiveness around that, but I think importantly, other key projects like the Prince Edward County Memorial Hospital. I'm really excited about the fact that I will be the guy that gets to turn the sod on that for the province in 2024. And it's something that I've been working really hard on with members of the community for the last 11 years. When that pooch group, the patrons of our county hospital, came to Queen's Park and protested and had a massive petition that I was able to present on their part. And now we're at the stage where the building is about to be constructed. They're just picking the builder right now, and it's going to be a state-of-the-art hospital for the county, but so many other things. New schools, 3 new schools in the pipeline, 4 new long-term care facilities in the development pipeline, which are badly needed in the area. You know, the list is long when it comes to a wait list for long-term care beds, and just the commitment that we've made to ensure that the health human resources are on the way. You know, training doctors at Queen's now and all of the medical schools, increased spaces, and then the nurses and personal support workers that are so important that are going to be trained at Loyalist College and other schools across Ontario. So we're trying to fix a lot of problems that were kind of left lingering for a long time.
So Todd, I do have another question for you quickly. As Minister of Energy, are you going to be looking at changing energy for Ontario? Are you going to put a focus on electrical vehicles? Are you going to go in that direction? And are you hoping to remain in cabinet?
Yeah, well, that's not up to me. That's up to the Premier. But I would love to stay at Energy. Absolutely want to stay as a member of cabinet. I think, you know, I've been described as the Swiss Army knife of our cabinet, a guy who can go into any portfolio and get results. And manage any portfolio. So I think I've earned the trust of the Premier for sure. I don't expect to be back, but I certainly hope to be back. That's ultimately his decision. And he's going to have probably 80 different caucus members to choose from for his cabinet. So, you know, I think the fact that I have filled so many roles and you know, been honored to do so over the last 4 years, and I think overall done a pretty good job at managing it. Each one of them, I'll be back. As far as electrification goes, obviously building electric vehicles is a big part of the mandate now, and we've been able to secure a lot of new development into the province. All of the auto manufacturers are going to be building electric vehicles in Ontario now, or at least all 5 that are currently operating here. And so we got to be prepared for that. So there's a ton of work to do on the energy file. We've been at it for a year now, and I hope I get the opportunity to continue there. But if the Premier sees fit to put me somewhere else, I'll be happy to serve there too.
Going back to your experience in different portfolios, Todd, we just threw this question to David Piccini with Northumberland People South. I'll ask you this question as well. You and I talked about this extensively on 91X in our segment about affordability. It's one thing to put it in a platform, but it's another thing to see results here locally. What do you expect to do with affordability in the Quinte region as prices continue to go up for homes, let's say?
Yeah, so obviously this is huge, and it's something that we've been keyed on since we formed government back in 2018, is to try and bring costs down. We don't want to raise taxes. We believe that the people of Ontario are paying enough in taxes now, and we don't need to raise taxes. We're trying to reduce fees where possible, things like the license plate sticker fees, an example of that. And just generally trying to make life more affordable by people. Obviously, we fought the carbon tax all the way to the Supreme Court, and we're unsuccessful there. But we believe there are ways to fight climate change without making everything in your life more expensive, because everything you buy gets shipped by truck. When it comes to housing, obviously we got to build more, and we brought forward lots of legislation, 8 different pieces over the last 4 years, but there's still a lot to do on that file to streamline development. We need more homes in the Quinte region, and we need more homes of all types, whether it's community housing, affordable housing, rental housing, granny suites, and single family and detached homes. So, we're seeing the results now. We had a record number of housing starts last year in Ontario, and I know whoever is the housing minister is going to have the mandate to help build more homes faster, because that's really what it comes down to, is supply and housing of all kinds.
Thanks, Todd. We appreciate it. Thanks so much for taking the time. I believe we'll do a bit of magical cheers here, and we'll get back to you shortly on the break. Todd, thank you so much.
Thanks, folks. Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.